G'day. That's my new power line. There. Oh. It's kind of shooting through the trees there. Electricity's on at last. This is huge. On. Hang on. It's all very exciting. Check it out. So this drill, actually, quick story. We get a bunch of pallets from this cool dude called Jack. Alex is mates with his son. And so we go to the pallet factory every now and then, the pickle factory, sorry, which is where he works, and just help ourselves to the enormous piles of pallets that they have. And the last time we were there, he wheeled out this trolley full of like old tools, this old hammer drill among them, and a whole bunch of like just spare sockets, and they use a lot of tools there at the pickle factory, as you do, making pickles. A lot of tools required, and they have like a whole bunch of half complete tool sets, and they just don't have time to be fishing around, so they replace them all with new complete sets, and he gave us all of the incomplete ones, which is super handy, including this amazing super old school Black & Decker drill, which will allow me to demonstrate for you. Power! Cool, huh? No batteries. Plugged in. This is pretty big. I can now run power tools here. Can use them to do all sorts of cool stuff that wimpy little battery tools can't do. I can snake my drain. It's going to need to be snaked so I can use it properly. Use the power also to maybe mix concrete, although I'll probably just be mixing it up in my new wheelbarrow, which is here. It's my new wheelbarrow, which was assembled incorrectly by the lovely people at Home Depot. So I'm going to have to take it apart and put it back together. I thought it would come in a kit set, but they kind of brought it out because of the whole thing that's happening in the world right now. The quickest way to buy anything is to do an online order and then pick it up. So I did my online order of a wheelbarrow and a bunch of other stuff. Went to pick it up and waited for the nice man to come and bring it all out, and he brought me out a complete wheelbarrow, which at first I was like, sweet, saves me having to put it together. But I've just figured out there's some wrong bolts in the wrong spots, and I've kind of sleuthed it, and I'm going to have to disassemble it and reassemble it. So actually cost me time. So thanks for nothing, Home Depot, despite your best intentions. What else is going on? Oh, also, another thing I can do with electricity is I can run ventilation equipment. This basement is pretty dank. If I work in here for too long, I do have a mask which I wear when I'm working down here because it's not good. I did a big sesh a week or two ago down here, and I didn't wear a dust mask, and for a couple of days afterwards my chest felt super weird, and I haven't been in public or in closed spaces with anyone, so I don't think it was the dreaded thing that's happening in the world right now, but just a bit of the basement lung, which is pretty real. Found the cutest thing. Check this out. It's the world's smallest baggie. I shit you not. That is a baggie. I don't know if raccoons were having a rave or something, but it's pretty cool. Find lots of interesting stuff here. A lot of history in the old Nebraska Street house. So yeah, Lot going on up here at the moment. Ventilation, important, so I can freshen up the air down here. I can also suck out all the dust. So one of my next big purchases is going to be a lovely big shop vac, so that I can just suck up all the dirt, get rid of all of these cobwebs. There's just a whole bunch of like hardcore cleaning that needs to happen throughout this entire building. I want to kind of get things as clean and organized as I can and keep it that way as I go. Otherwise it'll just become a nightmare. But you can kind of see order. Order is coming. Can't stop it. Fighting entropy to our very last. Scored these tools just this afternoon from a lovely old fella called Larry. He's a policeman. Lives out in Southgate. This little kind of cul-de-sac. Pulled into his lovely driveway. His garage was already like wide open. Nobody around. Had to call him. He came out. One of these nice neighbourhoods. And so I got all these tools are like made in the USA. Got a super heavy gauge extension cord. Probably about 50 foot extension cord. Super awesome. Another medium duty extension cord, also about 50 feet. 5 pipe wrenches, a pipe cutter, a really light, super strong spade. This thing is like gorgeous. Look at this thing. And you can see here it says USA. And a sledgehammer, all for $110. And if I was going to buy that at a hardware store, it would cost me at least twice as much. Oh, those pipe wrenches, they're probably like $25-30 each for like really good ones. So maybe 2 to 3 times as much. And it wouldn't be nearly as good quality gear. So loving the old blokes on Craigslist selling their tools. This bloke Larry, he wasn't that old. He's probably in his 50s. He has just realised he's accumulated way more stuff than he actually needs. And all he had on Craigslist were the pipe wrenches. So I went around there and asked him what else he had. And he said, well, what do you want? And I said, well, gosh, listed off things. And he just like fished them all out. And I left all my cash that I brought with me and left with a bunch of tools. It's good stuff. So that was today. What else is going on here? Oh yeah, this water pipe. This water pipe here. There's little. It's like a nub. That's where my water service is going to get in. It's really tricky. That's something I'm going to have to get a pro to help me with, because I'm having a hell of a time cracking the concrete around there. So my mate Josh is going to help me out with that stuff as well. I've got a plumber friend, but he's just kind of MIA, real patchy with his communications. Whereas Josh, like, bugs me. He's just like, when are we doing the next thing? When he's keen. And so, got to give it to the keen bloke. Josh is great too. He did an awesome job hooking up the electricity, and he's a real team player. He's introducing me to like a roofing specialist mate of his in a couple of days' time, so that'll be exciting. Fix up the little. There's like 1 or 2 minor leaks in my roof, but just over the years they've resulted in some seepage in some kind of key areas in the building. So we're looking to get that all dried up and shored up. Yeah, maybe we can go at the front. Isn't it lovely? So, there's people there. I don't know. Here's the deal. There's like there's a just down the road. There are what can only be described as gangbangers. So there's these young men who live and operate just a couple of doors down, and I still don't feel comfortable hanging out on the street. I haven't really introduced myself to them yet, so I don't want my first interaction with them to be like me doing like a video out the front. Now that the weather's nicer and I'm doing more work here, and I'm establishing a bit more of a presence, and before too long I'll be living here and it'll be unavoidable. I'll just like have to introduce myself to them. But until I'm on terms, yeah, I want to like kind of make sure that the first time I meet them is like not weird, not me like in the middle of a video, you know what I mean? Apparently they're nice. I mean, yeah. I just can't imagine the existence, the kind of upbringing, and just being a child in a city like Detroit must be just a whole other thing. Like, I didn't come from a very particularly wealthy upbringing, but it was always comfortable. Like, I don't know. My parents weren't criminals, and that's pretty, I don't know. It's a weird subject. I don't feel like I really have any right to speak on it. So, long story short, really looking forward to meeting those dudes and kind of demonstrating some good faith and goodwill towards them, and demonstrating that I'm a neighbourhood player and I'm not here to make their life difficult, and I'd appreciate like the same from them and keep out of their way if they want, and yeah, on we go. But Shirley, the lady who lives across the road, she says that everyone's pretty chill, and she's been here for a hell of a long time, so I don't know, maybe she's a bit mad, maybe she has no idea what they're doing, she just thinks they're like nice young men, but she seems pretty savvy. She ain't no fool, Shirley. So yeah, electricity connected. I'm still losing my hair. I'm probably going to like buzz cut it sometime. It's really annoying. I mean, yeah, you should see, like I've been saving it like a freaking weirdo, and I've just got this enormous ball of hair. You would not believe it. I'll introduce you to Bally sometime. My God, it's wild. Yeah, that thing that's happening in the world right now is still happening. My job, which I'm grateful for, is fucking driving me a bit nuts at the moment. Just doing these really tedious AutoCAD layouts for one of Ford's factories, and it just feels kind of empty. But the money is good, so whatever. Yeah, bit scattered at the moment. Sorry about that, guys. Just had my head in the screen for the last all day today, all week really, and then hopped in the van and met Larry, picked up some stuff, and I've been here taking all these pipes down. So see all these pipes? Focus. All these pipes were once hanging up here. Remember that incident where I bumped into the pipe a few episodes back? It was these guys. So it's been on my like hit list for ever since the first time I bumped into the pipe. It's happened several times. I've cracked myself in the head, hit myself in the nose on this like dumb pipes that are just hanging at this awkward level. So I thought, damn it, that's it. I'm getting myself some pipe wrenches and a pipe cutter and going to town on these suckers. And now there they are. Yeah, fucking pipes. Fuck them. And now I've got all this like lovely, it's actually pretty good material. One of the things I'm going to do once I've got this all tidied up, organised, footings and columns in, basement essentially done, is set up a little workshop. Going to build a big bench, probably against that wall over there. Big workbench, get myself a cheap welder, teach myself to weld, and this pipe work will come in handy for, like, you know, learning on and making weird, cool, fun projects. Yeah. So at the moment, I'm just unpicking all of these, like, stray wires and pipes and all this, like, duct work from the old HVAC system. I just want to, like, strip everything out of here. All of these, like, oh, that's a cobweb. What are we looking at? Yeah, like these things, like little pipe hangers and all these little bits of shit hanging out of my joists. I just want to clean the whole thing up and then, yeah, go to town. But yeah, thanks for bearing with me. I'm going to leave you now because I don't know, things are weird. Yeah, man. This whole thing that's happening in the world right now is pretty full on, especially here in the United States. You've probably seen on the news that things are about as bad as they could be, but kind of unsurprising, really. We're looking at the death throes of a system. Hopefully, I mean, oh man, I don't know. It's gonna be really weird. This is just the kind of beginning, still just the beginning. What are we, 2 months now, pretty much? 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 2 months into this. And it's still just the beginning. Like, this is just 2020. Wait until, like, 2027 when we're trying to tell Trump that, you know, term limits are a thing. Let's hope it doesn't come to that, but we'll see. I'm going to leave this here because I'm getting onto that track, and that track is not for these videos. So I'm going to leave you with this lovely, like, spooky view. This is the door. Actually, god damn it. One more thing. Sorry. We're going to go into the ground floor unit, and I'm going to show you something that I recently discovered. It's problematic, but, you know, better the problem you can identify than the one lurking out of sight somewhere. So we have been bringing to light this little situation. This here is quite the situation. So this is a stud which is holding up this corner of the building, sort of. I mean, this brickwork behind it is really doing the job. But this is where water has been getting in, and it's just rotted all of the framing out in here. And they'd previously, like, patched over it. They'd done nothing to fix the actual leaky, like, the problem. So this is all part of the porch. It's going to be kind of coming down. So I've been doing this demolition, and then I've been doing demolition on the porch out the front, which is what I was going to show you before I chickened out, because I heard gangbangers. Dear. Hopefully in a future episode, a little ways down the track, I'll be able to introduce you to my new friends, and we'll laugh about how I called them gangbangers, and then they'll, I don't know, let me play with their gun or something. Anyway, this is, like, pretty good light in here, and I'm going to leave you there. Peace.